Hello happy gardeners and welcome to Stinky Ditch Nursery. Today we're talking breeding hellebore. We've got Charlie on camera. Say hello Charlie.
Hello Charlie.
And we are going to be showing you how to cross-pollinate different colours of flowers. Now if you're not interested in this, please stop watching because I will bore you to death, I really will. But if you are interested, it's a job you can do this time of year, February, January. Cross-pollinate your hellebores. The seed will be ready in June and I'll tell you what to do after that. Anyway, first we need to know the anatomy of a flower. So Charlie, we've got a book here. I'll put my glasses on. So, a flower comprises of, well these ones do, you've got the female bit in the middle, which is the stigma at the end and the style and the ovary. This is called the pistil. Alright, and on the outside here we've got the filament and the anther, which is the stamen. The anther contains the pollen. This is the male part, this is the female part. For a bit of florication, we've got to get that to touch that. Now, so what we do is we use this, which will be the daddy part, and this, which will be the mummy part, from two different plants. The mummy part plant that we want to use is the one that you'll get the most vigour out of. The genes for good growth come from the mummy plant. So we're going to use this one here. Charlie, get a camera in there. And as you can see, we've got loads of shoots coming up. It is a plant full of vigour. Alright, now we're going to use this one here as the daddy plant. It's a particularly pretty little pink and green flower. I really do like these, so I want to cross them with those. These are quite white, so I'm hoping that I will get something like that going over to there. So what we have to do is we have to get the pollen off of this one onto the female bit on that one, but we have to use a flower that's just opening like this. Char, if you can get the camera in a little bit. As you can see, I'll put my glasses on so I can actually see as well. As you can see, the female part of the flower in the middle matures quicker than the male bits on the outside. These aren't mature yet, they're not ready to go, whereas the female bit is. This enables in nature for cross-pollination to happen naturally and mixing up of the gene pool, which is what it's all about really, and so we're going to do it artificially. So to get the pollen off of this onto that, we're going to use a pen. So you get your pen and you rub it on a bit of cheek jumper like that to get a bit of a charge going on it, and then we get our flower like this, and we brush it around the outside. And as you can probably see, we're picking up loads of pollen. It's a very, very fine dust. Alright, Chuck, can you get that? Can you see that good? Yeah? So there we go, we've got the pollen on the pen. And then we go to our female flower, and we're going to use this one here. And Chuck, can the people see that? Yeah. And I'm going to get the pollen and wipe it all over the ends of these middle bits in the flower. They're quite sticky, so the pollen will stick on them. And that will probably do. Now, to stop any rogue bees or insects getting in there with any more pollen on them, we're going to put it in a little bag. You don't have to do this, but if you want to be sure, it's a thing. I don't know where you can get these. I was given them, but you can make them, or just get a bit of muslin cloth or something and tie it around the flower. So I'm going to put the number of my daddy plant in the bag. I'll put it on a bit of plastic, just so that I know where it's come from. And then we get the flower, pop him in the bag, like that, do the strings up, and there we go, all done. Now that will ripen, and the seed will be ready in about June, start of June, something like that. They'll fall into the bag, and we can then use those seeds, and I'll show you how to propagate hellebore seeds later in the year. It's quite a long process, but it's well worth the effort. Once we've done this, little seedlings will take a few years, 2 or 3 years to grow, before you actually see what you've created. It's a long game, but it's one well worth playing. I really can, advise it. Anyway, I think that's it. Here we are. If you want to find out more about plants, I've been Robbie Phoenix, and you can find us at www.stinkyditchnursery.co.uk. Happy gardening. Oh, I've got mud in my cup. Oh, Charlie, put the kettle on.